Good morning, guys. So, the fucking Moby Dick, everybody hears that in a joke, or you watch some popular comedy movie. I don't know, as a kid, everybody heard the name Moby Dick, and you correlated it to a whale. Some, like myself, maybe think somebody gets swallowed by a whale, but I think that's a story in the Bible. Yeah, it took me forever to read. The book was not what I expected it. If I see any fucking elementary child with reading that book, then he's probably a genius, or it's an annotated version, because that shit's very difficult to read, and it's more of a narrative. It's more of a narrative. There's very little dialogue amongst the characters. You could actually get lost a little bit. Had to Google some stuff, like the end, like what happens to the captain, what happens to Captain Ahab. I guess there's some sort of like premonition, or some sort of, I don't want to use the deja vu-esque, some sort of, in the middle of the story, somebody mentions something, and what happens to the captain at the end ends up being what the guy said. So that shit went over my head. It took me like almost, I think it was more than a month to read that, because it was so boring, and I didn't find it that interesting. I thought it was going to be more storyline, more dialogue amongst characters. Not really at all. It was really like a history book as well. He taught you a lot about whales. I mean, his name's Herman Melville. It's funny, people like Ernest Hemingway, John Steinbeck, Mark Twain, a lot of these popular authors, you know them more than you probably know exactly what book they read, or maybe it's equivalent. You hear the book, you know the author. You hear the author, you know the book. Nobody, you know the name Moby Dick more than you know the author's name. But he must have definitely maybe been experienced at whaling, hunting for whales, because he breaks it down for you. I just didn't enjoy it that well, but maybe you will. Anyway, peace.